Welcome to Becoming and the Self-Selections from the Book of Life by Jiddu Krishnamurti, vegetarian, on Words of Wisdom. Jiddu Krishnamurti was an internationally renowned spiritual figure born in 1895 in southern India, who to this present day is still considered one of the greatest thinkers and spiritual teachers of all time. He did not proclaim any religion, sect, or country, and always pointed out that we are first humans and do not need to identify with nationality or religious beliefs. From 1929 until his death in 1986, Jiddu Krishnamurti traveled throughout the world talking to large audiences, individuals, scientists, religious figures, writers, philosophers, educators, as well as giving radio and television interviews. Krishnamurti's message emphasized the great need of a radical change for humankind. His deep insights on the nature of the human mind enabled him to deliver his talks in a fresh and direct way, making audience members feel like he was addressing them personally. Krishnamurti's only concern was to set humanity absolutely, unconditionally free. His vision was for humans to have a more profound understanding of themselves and of the art of living, so as to bring about a new and peaceful generation. A compassionate vegetarian, the beloved Krishnamurti was also a founder of schools in India, the United States, and the United Kingdom. They are based on a holistic global outlook with a concern for humanity and the environment and their interconnected relationship. The schools were established to be places where the existential concerns of life could be explored freely and responsibly. In addition, Jiddu Krishnamurti was an author of numerous books. Among them are The Awakening of Intelligence, The Urgency of Change, Freedom from the Known, and The Flight of the Eagle. Let us now continue with the reading of excerpts from Jiddu Krishnamurti's book, The Book of Life.
All that affects the brain, the nerves, the organs.
Becoming is strife. Life as we know it, our daily life, is a process of becoming. I am poor, and I act with an end in view, which is to become rich. I am ugly, and I want to become beautiful. Therefore, my life is a process of becoming something. The will to be is the will to become at different levels of consciousness in different states in which there is challenge, response, naming, and recording. Now, this becoming is strife. This becoming is pain. It is not. It is a constant struggle. I am this, and I want to become that. All becoming is disintegration. The mind has an idea, perhaps pleasurable, and it wants to be like that idea, which is a projection of your desire. You are this, which you do not like, and you want to become that, which you like. The ideal is a self-projection. The opposite is an extension of what is. It is not the opposite at all, but a continuity of what is, perhaps somewhat modified. The projection is self-willed, and conflict is the struggle towards the projection. You are struggling to become something, and that something is part of yourself. The ideal is your own projection. See how the mind has played a trick upon itself. You are struggling afterwards, pursuing your own projection, your own shadow. You are violent, and you are struggling to become non-violent. The ideal is a projection of what is, only under a different name. When you are aware of this trick which you have played upon yourself, then the false as the false is seen. The struggle towards an illusion is the disintegrating factor. All conflict, all becoming is disintegration. When there is an awareness of this trick that the mind has played upon itself, then there is only what is. When the mind is stripped of all becoming, of all ideals, of all comparison and condemnation, when its own structure has collapsed, then the what is has undergone complete transformation. As long as there is the naming of what is, there is relationship between the mind and what is. But when this naming process, which is memory, the very structure of the mind, is not, then what is not. In this transformation alone is there integration. Can the crude mind become sensitive? Listen to the question, to the meaning behind the words. Can the crude mind become sensitive? If I say, my mind is crude, and I try to become sensitive, the very effort to become sensitive is crudity. Please see this. Don't be intrigued, but watch it. Whereas, if I recognize that I am crude, without wanting to change, without trying to become sensitive, if I begin to understand what crudeness is, observe it in my life from day to day, the greedy way I eat, the roughness with which I treat people, the pride, the arrogance, the coarseness of my habits and thoughts, then that very observation transforms what is. Similarly, if I am stupid and I say I must become intelligent, the effort to become intelligent is only a greater form of stupidity, because what is important is to understand stupidity. However much I may try to become intelligent, my stupidity will remain. I may acquire the superficial polish of learning. I may be able to quote books, repeat passages from great authors, but basically I shall still be stupid. But if I see and understand stupidity as it expresses itself in my daily life, how I behave towards my servant, how I regard my neighbor, the poor man, the rich man, the clerk, then that very awareness brings about a breaking up of stupidity. Opportunities for self-expansion. Hierarchical structure offers an excellent opportunity for self-expansion. You may want brotherhood, but how can there be brotherhood if you are pursuing spiritual distinctions? You may smile at worldly titles, but when you admit the Master, the Savior, the Guru in the realm of the Spirit, are you not carrying over the worldly attitude? Can there be hierarchical divisions or degrees in spiritual growth, in the understanding of truth, in the realization of God? Love admits no division. Either you love or do not love, but do not make the lack of love into a long drawn-out process whose end is love. When you know you do not love, when you are choicelessly aware of that fact, then there is a possibility of transformation. But to sedulously cultivate this distinction between the master and the pupil, between those who have attained and those who have not, between the Savior and the sinner, is to deny love. The exploiter, who is in turn exploited, finds a happy hunting ground in this darkness and illusion. Separation between God or reality and yourself is brought about by you, by the mind that clings to the known, to certainty, to security. This separation cannot be bridged over. There is no ritual, no discipline, no sacrifice that can carry you across it. There is no savior, no master, no guru who can lead you to the real or destroy this separation. The division is not between the real and yourself. It is in yourself. What is essential is to understand the increasing conflict of desire, and this understanding comes only through self-knowledge and constant awareness of the movements of the self. For more information on Jiddu Krishnamurti and his teachings, please visit jkrishnamurti.org and kfoundation.org. Honorable viewers, thank you for your company on today's Words of Wisdom.